Hey everybody, Derek Hotchkiss, Pioneer Spirit Properties here. Wanted to give you a quick overview of this week's featured property, and I'll jump right in and go over some of the details of this parcel I'm excited about. This is an Oregon property in Klamath County, Southern Oregon. Subdivisions, Klamath Falls Forest Estates. The APN's there if you want to do your own research on the county page, etc. It is a 2-acre parcel, and it's zoned rural residential, so building is definitely an option. And some of the frequently asked questions I will attempt to answer during this overview is the location of the property, some additional photos and videos, providing some additional details, providing an outlook on what you can do on a rural residential zone property, show you some comparable properties, explain owner financing, and give you a general idea where you can get additional details on our process and properties. Okay, so this property, like I said, is in Klamath County, Oregon. It's this green star right here. It is east of Upper Klamath Lake, northeast of Klamath Falls, which is the major population center. 20,000 plus, that's where you're going to find your big box stores, restaurants, etc. Nearest small town is Bonanza here, just to the south of the property. Thing I really like about this area and what makes it one of our more popular areas is here. You can see Highway 140 there, running alongside to the west of this property. That's a very well maintained 2-lane country highway, maintained in the winter, and so access to this property is great. It is near the summit of Bly Mountain, so you have a little bit of elevation, which we'll talk about, but the roads up there are very well taken care of, and so the accessibility and the maturity of the trees, etc., in this area is really nice. Small towns of Sprague River and Beatty are to the north of this property. You got the Fremont-Wainema National Forest further north. What you can't see on this map is up here, if you can see my cursor, Crater Lake is up here in the northwest. I just don't have the view of it on this map. And then you've got Highway 97, which is the main north-south artery in Central Oregon that runs all the way from California, which is about 30 minutes south here, up to the Washington border. So hopefully that paints a picture of where the property is located. Here's a quick drone video I'll let play for a little bit here. Whoops. This is the actual property. I'm going to kind of roughly drag my cursor around this property. You can see it's pretty well treated. It's not as dense as some of the other parcels bordering it. That gives you pretty easy access to drive onto the property without having to do a lot of bushwhacking. You'll hear me say it a couple of times, I'm sure, but I really like the well-maintained gravel roads in this area. It just makes accessibility easy. This is looking north here as we loop around, and from this camera angle, if you were behind the camera, that's all national forest on the south side of this property line, which is down here where my cursor is. So 15,000 acres of national forest, which is pretty cool to have that just a short walk, step over your property line, and there you are. Okay, I'm going to keep moving forward for the sake of time. Here's some additional photos and videos. I like doing the satellite view and just kind of zooming in a couple clicks each time. There's Highway 140, like I talked about, that well-maintained country highway. And then as we zoom here, this is Guar Lane that the property is located on, just off Mockingbird. This blue outline is the property, and again, to the south of it here, of all these properties that line these country roads, is all national forest land. And we'll do one more zoom in here, a little harder to see the outline of the actual property, but here it is. I'll drag my cursor along it. That's 2.03 acres, and then this is that property line that spills over into this national forest land, which is pretty cool and one of the primary selling points I see in the property. And some pictures here. This is from Guar Lane looking onto the property. So you can see at the road it's pretty well treed, which provides a little seclusion. And then once you get onto the property itself, those trees are mature but a little more spread out. So it really allows you to maneuver around the property without being encumbered too much. And then this is Guar Lane, this well-graveled road here. Like I said, I was probably going to mention several times. Another great selling point is just the accessibility. That road is well taken care of. And then you can kind of see the vegetation and terrain here. So some of the finer details, like I said, 2.03 acres. That's pretty flat, which is a huge bonus. As you can see from some of the photos there, pretty well treed, but dispersed out a little bit. It is just over 5,000 feet in elevation, so you'll get snow in the winter and a decent amount of it, but they do keep those roads pretty well clear. Power, there is power down on Kingfisher Road, the main entryway from Highway 140, but not all the way up to this property. So over the years, it'll probably become easier to establish that, but right now you're probably looking at solar as well as a well and a tank for water and septic. Taxes are about $100 annually. You can camp on the property 21 days every 6 months, and then that is unlimited once you have an active build permit, if that's your goal. Oops. So what can you do on a rural residential property? Obviously, the main designation is for single-family dwellings. Manufactured homes are allowed. Excuse me. I get a lot of questions about animals. This is all out of the county code book. Small animals, 24 animals per acre, and then large animals, when you're talking cows, horses, etc., not to exceed 2 animals per acre. And then looking at some of the comparables in the area, this one here. The 1.4 acre, a little over 24.5. These are both owner financed properties because mine's owner financed as well. Just to give you an idea, that 24.5 is for 1.4 acres, so pretty small compared to this one. And then the one on the right, full disclosure, is one of my properties in the area that I've sold. So again, just to show you that this property I think is accurately priced for the going rate in the area. And then a little bit about owner financing. So pretty simple. A lot of people haven't owner financed something, especially real estate. So I want to make sure to kind of take advantage of you watching this video to walk you through the steps because I get a lot of questions about it. Bottom line, you provide the initial down payment and a non-refundable documentation fee of $150 that reserves the property for you. Once that's received, and I know you're serious about moving forward, I'll provide your receipt for those funds, draft up a promissory note, a purchase agreement, as well as a land contract in one package. Those are all signed by both of us digitally online. That is a binding contract. And once that's established, you'll get a link to an online loan dashboard, much like you might have for your primary residence mortgage or an auto loan, where you can make additional payments from that screen. Track your payment schedules, see your status, all those good things. I don't charge interest, so 0% interest. That makes it easier for both of us. There is no prepayment penalty, so if you get an extra windfall of cash and want to make a larger payment on the property 1 month, you're more than welcome to do that with no penalty. I do offer a 60-day principal back guarantee. A lot of my clients aren't from the area, and so that allows them to secure the property, travel out to view it, and make sure it is what they envisioned and will work for their goals. And if not, I'll give you your principal back. That's basically everything minus any of the estimated taxes, fees, the documentation fee we talked about, etc. Or you can roll that equity into another one of my properties currently in inventory. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. As I know, purchasing real estate online can be anxiety producing if you haven't done it before. So hopefully that helps. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. My contact information is here, my phone number, my email, and feel free to check out our website at www.pioneerspirit.me, and you can see this property and a bunch of other ones that we currently have listed. Hope you're doing well, and feel free to reach out with any questions you may have. Thanks. Take care.